This is going to change your life completely. So look, I'm going to start by saying, my friends, that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, even though it's my name. I'm not a shaman, I'm just me. I am this. And I've had a few experiences recently that I'm going to share with you today, and I'm not asking anybody to believe what I'm about to tell you today. I'm not asking anybody to think that this is the whole truth. This is my truth. This is what I've experienced. I want to share this with you today. If anybody's got any questions, they can feel free to put it in the chat bubble there, the question bubble, or send me a DM after. This is just my experience. You use this knowledge, this understanding, this wisdom, and you do what you want with it. You can use it to, say, enhance or improve your experience here on Earth for your life, or you can just disregard it and not listen to it at all. I'm not begging or pushing someone to believe in what I believe and what I know and what I understand now. Do what you want with it, basically. You can think I'm a little bit crazy. You can think I'm woo-woo. You can think whatever you want. Like, I really couldn't give a flying fuck. Like, it doesn't matter to me at all. I've had people say shit about me. I've had things done to me. I really couldn't give a fuck, in all honesty. So look, where do I start? I don't even know where to start. I've been rattling my brain for the last few days after this experience that I've just had and this realization. And I've been sat here in this apartment here where I am in Medellin in Colombia right now. People who know me know I've been traveling since April 2022 around every single country here in Latin America. I've had amazing experience, met incredible people, and yeah, I've literally changed my life over these last few years. People know, or people that know me, that I've told, I've done different psychedelics, I've done mushrooms, I've done cannabis, I've done ayahuasca many times, and this most recent trip using the toad medicine has been the one for me. So I'm just gonna jump straight in. So look, I'm gonna be reading from my journal here. This is my ayahuasca journal, but I've obviously done my kambo and bufo ceremony in here. I've done some drawings, I've done some pages and pages of writing as well. This is going to be on record, so it's going to go for the playback, so anyone can listen to it. I can stick it on YouTube, I can send it to you, whatever you want. Send me a message, any questions, blah blah blah. So right, I'm just going to jump straight in. So I'm going to start by saying this, actually. People who know my journey know, like, when I was growing up as a kid, it's in my book, actually. It's in my first book, it's in my second book as well. Growing up as a kid, I was very, very confused. Didn't know who I was, didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't have a fucking clue why I was here on this earth. And death for me was my biggest fear, but it was also, what's the word? Like, something that fascinated me. It absolutely fascinated me, because I used to just sit there as a kid, just closing my eyes, closing my ears, and just saying, like, is this what happens when we die? Like, every day I'd contemplate my own death, and I still do it to this day. Like, people say it sounds a bit crazy or it's like morbid, but no, I contemplate my own death every single fucking day, multiple times, because the truth is, we've all been dying since the day we were born, and I'm going to be talking about this today as well. So yeah, I had no goals, visions, didn't know what to do with my life, scared, confused, worried, limiting beliefs, all of that stuff that we all have. And yeah, when I was 18, people who know me know I got attacked on the way home, left in a coma, life support machine, doctors wanted to pull the plug on me, all of that stuff. And I come back, and before coming back to, say, Earth, I had this out-of-body experience, which a lot of you know about, where I literally just see my life unfold, and I see me, and then the main part of the experience was that I saw every single face that I'd ever seen in my life in an order of importance, and they were all crying. And after doing many months and years of self-discovery, self-exploration, meditation, different means and ways and routes and avenues of trying to, say, discover who this is, me, I found out, I believe, why I was sent back. And I truly believe I was sent back to finish the job that I was yet to complete. Hence why all of those faces in that out-of-body experience, that near-death experience, They were all crying, they were all silently sobbing because I had died before my time, before completing and sharing my mission with the world here on Earth, So that's what I truly believe, and I love anyone's opinions as well, if anyone else has any other opinions or has experienced this themselves. So, look, I was sent on this mission to come to Latin America. I don't know why I done it, but I was sat in my parents' bedroom one day back in April, back in April 2022. Yeah, I was sat there in my parents' bedroom, and I pick up my credit card one day, and something just said go to Mexico, and I just book a flight for the next week, and I left on this one-way ticket, and like absolutely life-changing trip, and something was just inside telling me, calling me, pushing me, guiding me to go on this trip, which I've done. I'm still here now, and I've just learned so much about who this is, who I am, and I just want to share it with you guys. And again, I'm not begging you to listen, or I don't want you to listen. Just if you want to listen and you're interested in this stuff, feel free to listen, feel free to ask me questions, feel free to use it to your advantage as well. So last couple of years I've done 2 ayahuasca retreats. I've done mushrooms as well in Mexico. That was my first ever psychedelic experience. And then I've done ayahuasca 2 retreats, probably took 18 cups of ayahuasca. I had one day, the first retreat, one day was when it blew my mind and it sent me to like another dimension, and I had a little bit of what I'm going to tell you about today, but not on this scale, not on this level. I got like a taster, of what I'm about to tell you. So I'm not going to go into all the details. Look it up, do your own research. But look, I took bufo and kambo. These are the 2 types of frogs or toads. They're in Mexico, in Colombia, whatever. Do your own research on that. One of them, the kambo, is to flush your body, to clean the insides of your body. People say that it's linked to, say, getting rid of depression, anxiety, addictions. It can flush toxins, cancers, diseases out of your body, etc., etc., etc. Do your research, because the indigenous people have been using this for thousands of years. They use it on themselves, their children, in the communities, etc. And then the bufo is more of a psychedelic experience that can unlock different parts of your brain, and literally it's been linked to many different life-altering and life-changing experiences, lessons, whatever you want to call it. And the bufo specifically has been called the God molecule, because it actually, I'm gonna tell you today. So inside this bufo contains the most strongest psychedelic known to man, known to humans, the most strongest psychedelic that ever existed, which is 5-MeO-DMT. Do your own research, ask me questions, whatever, it doesn't matter. So look, I'm just going to start reading now from my journal, and I'm going to go. I got a plan of how I'm going to read it, just because there are tens of pages here. I'm going to start by the basics. Why am I doing this? I wrote to myself before doing it. And I said, because I felt called to do it for the last handful of months, specifically this year after doing my second ayahuasca retreat. What do I want from this? The kambo, the cleaning, it has the powers to purify my body, to clean all of the toxins, bacteria, diseases inside. And for me, I wanted to do that first, to scan my whole body internally and externally, to locate and heal any issues, and some specific things that I was sort of had in my mind that I was almost like worrying and thinking about, The bufo, why did I want to do this? I wanted to do the bufo to unlock parts of my mind to assist me in my journey of having positive impact on over 1 billion lives here on Earth. I would like it to help me discover the key to making the most of this life, to help humanity, and to become the very best version of myself, like whilst here on Earth. I want to know specifically why I was sent back, and I wanted confirmation again to confirm to me that I am correct in believing that the reason I was sent back is to share my message with the world, to guide others to success, happiness, fulfillment, and enlightenment. So, I obviously do what we all do, right? We as humans, we go on the internet, we look up things, and we scare ourselves, right? I've done it with ayahuasca, I've done it with mushrooms. I scared myself, and I've done it again with bufo and kambo. I fucking scared myself by using the internet, going, looking at friends and people saying, like, do this, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. Like, people saying, don't do kambo and bufo, you got to leave it months because, like, they'll interact and people die and you'll never come back, and you have, like, life-changing things that happen to you where, like, I don't know, like, these stories online were awful. And then I speak to friends that have done it, and they say, like, no, you shouldn't do it the same day, like, this is crazy. Yeah, I speak to many people that tell me this as well, and people that have actually done both. I speak to a few people and they tell me the same thing. So I'm just like, oh shit, this is people that have experienced it. And yeah, I'm getting worried, I'm getting scared. So I scared myself beforehand, which we all do with, like, many things, you know, like you get a scratch on your arm or whatever, like you feel your internals making some sort of weird judder or spasm, and you think, right, that's it, I'm going to die. Like, you know, we all do it. So I scared myself, specifically around the amount of water I should or shouldn't consume. However, let's talk about what happened. So what happened today? This was obviously a few days ago. I met my friend, and yeah, we went to the retreat on the bus. We arrived and it was completely different to what I imagined. Like, I didn't really know what to expect, but the little story that I told myself of what it was going to be like, it was nothing like that. I arrived there, it was a lovely little place, a lovely little cabin. I met one of the owners, or one of the guys that done the retreat. He come up to me, he hugged me, he said hello. First time we met, we spoke obviously for a few days, and that's it. So yeah, we took our shoes off, we went into the cabin, we met the other guys, so the guys were there, and they welcomed us into their lovely little cabin, their little dog was there. It was just really nice atmosphere, environment, there was lovely ornaments, and the music, and the smells, and just everything was just very welcoming, you know, very, very tranquil, you know. So the guys straight away, we sat there, we started talking, yeah, we're just enjoying ourselves, and yeah, they asked me about any questions or concerns, and in all honesty, I had such anxiety in this moment. Like, it wasn't my heart. I thought my heart was going to be beating really fast, because this is what happened to me when I done ayahuasca. My heart, I just couldn't control my heart. However, my heart wasn't beating, but my body was shaking. Like, I had anxiety, and my whole body was tremoring, was shivering and shaking. And I'm trying to use these mindset tips. It's called anxiety reappraisal, where you breathe slowly and you keep repeating in your mind that I'm excited, because both anxiety and excitement are exactly the same when measured. But this wasn't working for me. I was doing it, and for instance, I'd done it when I'd done a skydive, and it worked fine. However, this time it wasn't working. My body was shaking. I couldn't stop pissing. I kept going to the toilet. I probably had 10 pisses within an hour. Yeah, I was just shaking and shivering. So I asked them some questions, and they tried to calm me down, and yeah, they answered all of my questions. Then I wrote here, after I took my 50th piss, which it probably was about 10 or 12 or whatever, I don't know, we got the show on the road. Santi, one of the guys, he come over and he asked me for my permission for today's journey, to go on this journey together, which I agreed to. And then he proceeded to burn, look here, you see, I've got 6 dots here, 6 dots on my arm here, and these holes or burn marks, it's done with a stick. So they get a stick, like a round long stick, and they burn the stick and they put it onto your skin, and all they do is burn off the top layer of your skin, and this exposes the internals, obviously, but there's no blood that comes out, it just takes off the top layer, and then they peel back that top layer, so you're just left with a circle hole, or a circle mark, and these, I believe, are called gateways, and that's to allow the medicine to come in, to enter your body, your limbic system, I believe it's called, and it enters your body that much, like literally instantly, in an instant. So he burns the holes, and then he burned the 6 holes for me, the gates, and it didn't really hurt too much. No, I was just breathing, and then after he'd done the 6 dots, Maxi, the other guy, come over with the kambo medicine on a flat wooden stick or plank, like a small stick, and it had all of the kambo, the medicine, the poison, the frog venom on there, from the toad. It had it all on there, and then he used like a medical scissors, and he put the dot on each one of my arm, and straight away I get like a massive red patch around my arm, and it's like my arm is on fire, you know. So he has like the kambo paste, and he puts it on every single point of the 6 points, and my arm is just burning straight away. So I'm sat there, I'm chilling, I'm breathing, and they're asking me if I'm okay. They give me water, etc., etc. And nothing really happened, just my arm was burning for like the first minute or so. And I look over to my friend, and she was like breathing it, and she was obviously feeling the sensations. But for me, I just felt my arm. And then after a minute or so, my hands just go numb. My feet and the bottom half of my legs go completely numb. And then I feel my jaw go stiff. I feel my face expand. My ears go stiff and begin to, like here, it was like pressure here. My jaw becomes bigger and it starts to swell up. And then not long after this, I could feel my internal, I could feel myself wanting to puke up, like it was bubbling away. So like my arm was burning, hands and feet are numb, jaw and face is swollen, like I'm out here. And like the pressure here was crazy. And I just wanted to puke in that moment. And after a few moments, I obviously purged, and I just purged up this green lemonade-like liquid. And it just kept coming out of my mouth. It was just pouring out of my mouth. Sharon just said there, not selling it to me, you need to stay to the end because it gets better. And this is just the first part. My arm was on fire, body tingling, face throbbing, and I was instructed by the guys to just keep drinking water, keep getting those fluids into my body, because obviously more fluid was coming out than was going in that moment. I look over to my friend to see how she was doing. We sort of nodded and smiled at each other, and then we just kept breathing. And then after maybe 10 or 15 minutes, I believe, I can't really remember, but Maxi, he come over again, and he put like this clear liquid on each of the dots, and then he got the scissors and he mixed up the paste, the kambo, the medicine, the poison, whatever you want to call it. He pushed it back in to the holes, and I felt okay, you know. I was calm the whole time, just breathing it out. You've got to focus on your breath, breathe it out. So I was calm, and I was sat there again for a few minutes, and I was like, I feel fine. And they're saying, how do you feel? Like, and I was just like, todo bien, like, perfect, I'm fine, I'm good. And then, after a couple of minutes, wow, that water that I just consumed, I probably drunk like another litre of water, maybe another two or three litres come back out, and it just was pouring out of my mouth like a fountain, you know. It was crazy. It was like green. This time it was a bit brown as well. And after purging all of that, I just drunk even more water, and then I laid there and relaxed. And I put in brackets here, as much as I could relax. I was just trying to relax. And then again, after a short period, another 10 minutes or so, Santi come over this time, and he removed the kambo, the paste from each of from both of us and from each of the holes in our arms. And then, he said it was now time to just chill, relax, go to the toilet, do whatever you need. And in this moment, I just wrote here, like, this is the truth. Like, I probably took like another 5 or 6 pisses, and I needed to go for a number 2 as well. But this, going for a poo, it literally come out of my arse the same way it come out of my mouth. Like, it was, not great. I'm sure you can just imagine what it was like. But we were sat there. Obviously, the guys were preparing for the next stage, which was the bufo. So me and Lisa, we just sat there. My friend, we're just chilling, and we're just trying to stay calm and just relax and get prepared for how the next stage is going to unfold. So my friend goes to the bathroom, and I was invited to sit down on like the blanket, the sheet, and Santi, he sits me down in front of him, cross-legged. We both look at each other in each other's eyes, and again he asks me for permission. He sends a prayer to me. He blesses me. He does whatever they do, you know, with whatever you call it, and blows a smoke at me and does all the stuff for the ceremony. And then he asked me, he pulls up like a sheet in English, like a printed passage, and he asked me to read it out loud. And it was just like a pre-written, beautiful passage with like some beautiful words. I can't really remember all the words, but it was just saying like who I am, what I do, to forgive, to surrender, just everything. It was just really, really beautiful. So I just read it out loud, and I just feel my body just filling up with just love and joy and energy and just greatness from inside. And I felt so good inside as I'm reading this out loud. And then again, he taught me through the bufo process, and then he started to prepare the burner. It's like a vape, yeah. So it's like a long vape, and then you can screw the canisters into the bottom of it. So as he's screwing the canister into it, he's telling me to start the breathing process. So the breathing process is basically like breathe in through your nose as much as you can, and then out through your mouth like this for as much as you can. 3 times we're going to do this together, he said. And then on the 3rd time, I breathe out, but then when I think I can't stop breathing, I breathe more. So I'm like, and then when the breath is gone, there's more breath in your lungs, and you go even more. So I remember in this moment, I just felt the urge to close my eyes. So I closed my eyes, and I'm just there, like, just felt so good in that moment. So I hear him talking me through the process about it, breathe in, breathe out, and I'm listening, and it's just on automation basically. Like, it's just happening, and I'm doing it, and then I hear him say one more time, or one more, and that moment I'm breathing out, and he's like, breathe it out, breathe it all the way out. So I'm breathing out, and then he's like, more, telling me to breathe out. And then I just like, my lungs, I just feel like grapes in this moment. I'm like the last little breaths are coming out of my lungs. And he's like, a little bit more. And then I breathe, and then I just feel the vape just, the circle saying, like, you know, like, I just feel the vape just touch my lips. And then he says, right, breathe in slowly now. So you have to breathe in long and slow, and then he's burning or vaporizing the bufo inside the little canister, inside the capsule. And, you know, this is literally, this bufo is like the secretion, or whatever you call it, like the scrapings of the crystallized bufo from the toad, from the frog. And it sounds disgusting, but all I can compare it to is like, do you know, like when you get like a crispy bogey and you sort of itch your nose and like a little bit of crisp comes out? It's like a little crisp like that. Like, that's all it was. I'm like, look at this thing, like, don't know what it was. So yeah, anyway, he tells me to breathe in, so I'm breathing in, and the vape's on my mouth, and I just feel this thick smoke vape stuff coming into my mouth, and it literally, as I'm breathing in, the first few seconds, I just feel it fill my mouth, and it's just like thick smoke in my mouth, yeah. And as I'm doing it, the fumes are coming into my mouth. I hear the guys just, like, this is the last time I hear them, I hear their voice say, I think they said something like suck a little bit more, or a little bit harder, a little bit longer, whatever they said. They said something like just a little bit more, like, for sucking the fumes in. So for me it was like, and I remember I just tell myself a little bit more, and I suck it, and within 3 seconds, I don't even know, the journey begins, and this is where the real journey begins. So I remember it was just like, I'm there, I was sat in this position, and then as I do that, I feel the thing coming away from my mouth, and then I just go like, I make like a click, and my body's like hit this position, and then I hear like the eagle, the bird, just fly over me. But obviously after I realised it was the guys, it's the ritual, it's one of the guys. But I just hear the bird, the noise, and that was when it begins. And then, yeah, this is crazy. So I'm going to read what I first initially wrote down when I first got back, and then I'm going to read the second part I wrote for when I've sat here for a day or so, trying to just make sense. And again, I'm still trying to figure this shit out myself. I'm still trying to make sense of it. I'm probably going to learn, understand, remember, or whatever, understand or see things that I'm still yet to see, because even years later after ayahuasca, I still remember things that I didn't even figure out then. So I'm still understanding the journey, so just bear with me and I'm going to read it out. So yeah, I suck it in, the bird comes over, and I like, and then my body just stopped like this position. So I'm like here, arms out, and I'm like leaning back a bit. And then things just went white, you know, everything went white. And it was like the earth as I know it, just this reality as I know it went, it was like, it starts to make like a clicky noise. And as it makes this clicky noise, like things clicking into place, or I don't know, the code or whatever you want to call it, reality as I know it, pixelized, and it's like, and it just disappears, it pops away in front of me, and yeah, it was just all white, and then I just see my mouth open up behind my head, and just say like swallow my body, and then I just see these beautiful colours come towards me, like colours and clouds and shapes and things, and yeah, when my mouth went like this, out of me come everything you could ever imagine and more, you know, like every colour, it come out up like a water fountain and went across like that, and it was like a firework and exploded, and just everything was inside of me, you know. So then things went absolutely crazy, and it's very hard to explain. I can't even really remember it at this point. This is when I first got back to write this. But all I can say is that everything happened all at once and all at the same time. What did I put? Shapes, colours, things, people, signs, cars, everything that you could ever imagine and believe was there, and it all happened at the same time, all together. I said it was all coming, it was moving, it was changing, it was evolving, and it was all at a rapid rate that me, couldn't comprehend any of it or keep up with any of it. And I remember my arms were like this by my side, and it was just, they disappeared, they dissolved, you know, they just dissolved. And my body disappeared, and then I started to cease to exist. I started to not exist. But in this moment, I believe it was like a transition. I'm going to go into this deeper in a little while when I tell you the next version, or the updated version of what I'm about to tell you now. So, yeah, like I was there, I was experiencing this, whatever this was, and whatever I was. I could feel my neck and throat in this moment, but I couldn't feel my body. But then after whatever, my neck and throat began to get really tight, and I found it difficult to breathe, you know. It's like I was just struggling, and all of this stuff was coming at me like, that's how I can explain it, like. And then at one point I just stopped breathing completely, you know. And then there was no longer a me or an I to realise that I no longer existed. Because there was nothing to think about, there was nothing to worry about, nothing to remember, nowhere to go, and nobody to see. I put here ego death. There was no me anymore. There wasn't a me to experience this experience. There was just the experience. It just was what it was, you know. It was now all an experience which I can only compare to being inside the craziest kaleidoscope you could ever imagine, but more. Because in this place, there is nothing to imagine. There is no you to imagine the stuff. There was no time, there was no space, there was no place. It was just it, and it was it. What right here? There was no time, there was no space, place. It was just it. It was what it was. And it was forever, constantly, rapidly changing and evolving experience. And yeah, there was no I can't compare a timeline. Like, it felt, in this moment, it felt like forever and a second at the same time. But then I noticed, like, my breath start to come back, and I started to feel my body again. And I put here the rebirth. This is the rebirth stage, I believe. My eyes began to twitch and flicker, and I went through that transition period between, say, this other dimension where I was, this place, whatever, this space, this energy, this field, whatever you want to call it, to coming back on Earth. And, you know, there was this transition period where I was going between the two. I remember opening my mouth again, say, back on Earth. Like, when I was going through that transition, I see the guys, and at one point, I remember, I was like, and I kept doing this, like, opening my mouth as wide as I can. And I'd done that a few times, and then I just see the guys there, and they were, like, guiding me back to here, to Earth. And then I laid there for a bit, and I just kept repeating to myself, what the fuck? And I just kept looking at the guys going, what the fuck? And they were just looking at me like, they just, like, knew, obviously. And I just kept saying, what the fuck? And then I just sat up, and at one point I stood up, and then I hugged the guys, and as soon as I'd done that, I just started crying my eyes out and just, like, burst out in tears. And I wasn't sad, I was just happy and filled with love, joy, energy, you know. I just felt so good. And yeah, I looked at my friend, and I just smiled at her, and I just felt so much love and energy, and just felt so good in that moment. So I cuddle her, and I cry even more. And then I watched her go through her trip as well, and yeah, I just felt so good in that moment. And yeah, as she starts to prepare for her, she sat there going through reading the script and stuff. And Maxie, one of the guys, comes up to me as I turn around, and he cuddles me, and he just says, to me, you have all of the answers inside of you already. You have all of the answers inside. And for me, I was like, I just knew it. I believed it. I trusted it. I'd experienced it. I know. I just know. So that was that. So next page was lessons learned from Kambufo. So I'm just going to talk you through some lessons. No, I'm not, actually. I'm going to go through the next stage. So bear with me. I'm going to stick a pen there. Bear with me a second, my friends. We're going to come back to this one. Give me a second. Yeah, right, okay, so now I'm going to talk to you from a couple of days later, as I've done some research, as I've done some more meditation, some more understanding, some more realizations of this whole experience. So, right, stages of ego death. I put 5 stages here, 5 stages of ego death. Number 1, ego dissolution. Number 2, the surrender. Number 3, well, I've got fucking whatever. Number 3, the breakthrough. Number 4, the rebirth. Number 5, spiritual awakening. So I'm going to explain what each one means, and then I'm going to explain my meaning from this experience. So number 1, ego dissolution. Ego death happens when you pass the threshold from what we know as life on Earth into another realm / parallel universe. This is a place where there is partial loss of one's self. You are here, but you are also there at the same time. During this period, you still have a sense of you, a sense of being, and a sense of existing. However, it is extremely difficult to determine who you are, what you are, where you are, and what the meaning of anything is. So, for me, this was the first moment This was the first moment after inhaling the bufo. I witnessed reality disappearing as all of my thoughts, feelings, senses, and everything just disappeared. I was trying to hold on to the me, the self which I believe I am, but the reality, as I have always known, fell away and everything went white. This was the moment when it went like boop, 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 and just like popped away. Reality just went. So that was the first stage. Number 2, the surrender. Before I totally lost myself, I had to go through a surrender stage. This was the challenging part because I wanted to stay me, not yet realising that I had to completely surrender the false me to morph back into the true, original and only me. So for me, this was the stage where I was desperately holding on to what I knew and trusted here on earth, which I thought was me, but only until I surrendered did things begin to unfold the way they should. I felt my arms out holding on to something, but then when I surrendered, my arms and torso dissolved. But in this moment, I had fully surrendered. But in this moment, I hadn't fully surrendered, and it was like I was still partially me, as I still noticed my breath, my thoughts, and my feelings. However, I soon felt a grip blocking my breath to the point I stopped breathing completely, and then this was when the transition to the next phase took place. Number 3, the breakthrough. This is the part where you return back home to your true and authentic state. It symbolises the transition from reality to conscious energy, as the you know no longer exists. And at this point, there is no going back. During this part, you experience things that the false version of you could never comprehend. The you that once was is now a spectator / a part of this energetic field. You are unable to do, change or control anything during this crazy whirlwind of a ride. Everything is just there, but nothing exists. No time, no space or anything. The old you couldn't ever imagine any of this stuff, hence why it's extremely difficult for me to explain now, being back here in this reality. Like, it's very difficult to explain it to you guys, because the you, the I that I believed I was, cannot comprehend this. Like, if I told it, it just couldn't, I don't know. So for me, this was when I was watching things unfold and tumble towards me at a rapid, uncontrollable rate. It was every emotion. Yeah, I put here, I don't know about this, but it was every emotion and more rolled into one, but I didn't exist. So I wasn't there to feel anything. I wasn't there. There was no longer a me to be worried, to be scared, to feel emotions, to feel things. It was just it, and it was doing what it was doing. Like, there wasn't me, there wasn't it, there wasn't an I, there wasn't a me. It was just, it was it, and I wasn't anything. So number 4, the rebirth. This happens when you and your consciousness return to your human body. And as a result, you begin to wake up. But it is nothing like waking up from a cool dream. It's not even comparable. This rebirth stage is when the true you wakes up into a new version of your old self. You have now witnessed the other side, and there is never a way to unsee what you saw. You have come back to... What the fuck? Why am I laughing? Why am I laughing? I don't know. Okay. Give me a minute. I don't know why I'm laughing. Fuck. Okay, breathe. Okay, fuck. You have come back. Oh, Ryan, come on. You have come back. I can't say these words. Okay, give me a moment. You have come back to Earth enlightened with with different perspectives. I can't even say this. I can't even say this. Oh my god, why am I laughing? Fuck, people. Bear with me for 1 minute. I don't know why I'm laughing. Okay, let me just say that whole thing again. You have now witnessed the other side, and there is never a way to unsee what you saw. You have come back to Earth enlightened with different perspectives and new and mind-blowing information that makes no sense back here on Earth. You now have a feeling of being born again. And this is now the first stage of your new and improved life back here on Earth. What the fuck? Everything has been reset, and now you are equipped with unbelievable information to begin applying to your life. Fuck, I've got tears coming out of my eyes. Okay, so for me, this was when I noticed my body returning and my breath also. My eyes began to twitch, and again, I made the transition back to the me who was always waiting here back on Earth. As I woke up, I was doing and saying some crazy things. Yeah, I was. And was also bursting out in huge, loud laughter. So there we go. Look, I've just seen this here. I was bursting out in laughter, and I remember. When I come back, it wasn't like laughing. I was like, ah, but it was so fucking funny. I don't know what was funny, but it was funny, and this is why I'm laughing now. Maybe I don't know, but then I lay there for a bit, and I'm just trying to make sense of this unimaginable thing that I just experienced, but it was impossible to comprehend. And I'm just trying to figure this shit out in my mind, but my mind couldn't believe or understand or even fucking whatever happened. I don't know, but this can't. And then I laid there, and I just stood up, and I just hugged everyone, and just tears running down my face, and it was just from a place of just pure love and happiness. That's all it was from. It was just love and happiness. That's all there was, love. I can't explain it in another way. So number 5, spiritual awakening. What the fuck? Okay. Fucking hell, Ryan. Fuck. Okay, I can do this. Spiritual awakening, number 5. After the whole rebirth experience, you will then start seeing your life through a completely different lens. The things you saw in this other dimension can never be unseen, and you have now seen the truth, and you, as you know you are, very... Okay, let me say that again. You have now seen the truth, and you, as you know you are, very far from the truth. Okay? You know you are. Okay, I think it's meant to say this. And you, as you know you are, is very far from the truth. Your mind has been stretched so far from what it once believed was ever possible, that now being back here on Earth with this upgraded view and source of information, it can never accept anything it once believed to be true to ever be true whilst it exists here on Earth. Let me say that once more so it just goes a bit more fluent. This upgraded view and source of with this upgraded view and source of information, it can never accept anything it once believed to be true to ever be true whilst it exists here on Earth. And now it's the process and duty to use what you know to improve your life and the lives of all others around you. Okay? So for me, this was the part after I was stood crying and Maxie said, you already have all the answers inside of you. And then since returning, say, back to my apartment, all I've been doing is sat here thinking and writing and comprehending and literally trying to understand something that is ununderstandable, like it's unimaginable. So, I'm going to read some things now. I'm going to read some more things. I have a few more pages. So let me read this. I put lessons learned from... Excuse me. Let me take a water quick, my friends. Give me a moment. Thank you everybody as well for being with me here. Give me a second. Straight out the 5 litre, don't fuck about me. Right, so... Lessons. Let's go through the lessons. This is going to blow your mind, people. So that I'm glad the people that have stayed and the people that will listen to all of this use it to do what you want with your life, to believe what you want. Ask me any questions after. So, life on Earth is just a stage of our journey. Nobody knows the answers but us individually. Don't be scared, surrender and let go. The body is full of shit we don't even know about or realise, so it's important to flush and clean it frequently. Trust the earth, nature, animals, as they have been around longer than us and they have seen a lot more than what we have ever seen. History knows the truth, but the future holds the answers. Don't try to live or be anywhere but this present moment, because today's tomorrow is always going to be yesterday's today. Although things here on earth can and will hurt you, nothing but you can and will destroy you, because you have been destroying you since you arrived here on earth. The process of this human experience is for one to destroy themselves, to live and to die in order to make the transition back to origin. I don't know where this comes from. I'll just sit here and write this shit down over the last couple of days. Stop trying to make sense of everything, because if you truly think about it, nothing at all makes sense. And what the fuck is sense anyway? Things can change, do change, and will change in an instant, but it's down to you as an individual to decide if you are going to evolve with the changes or let them consume/destroy you. And I'm going to add to that actually, I'm going to change that to your human experience. So I'm going to reread that because I've just realised. Okay, things can change, do change, and will change in an instant, but it's down to you as an individual to decide if you are going to evolve with the changes or let them consume/destroy your human experience. Every one of us has greatness inside, but only those who dare to embark on the inward journey of self will discover their unique gifts and be able to share them with the world. You are not you. You are just what you have been fooled to believe you are, which is you, but you doesn't even exist. Everything is energy, and energy is everything. So when this vessel/body no longer exists, or what we call dies, the you that you believe you are returns to its original form, which is just energy, which coexists with every other energy source/form that happens to be. In the end, air quote end, nothing matters. But in the now, everything does. Surrender to the process and trust that all will somehow work itself out if you keep moving with the changes along the path. I'm going to add, along the path of this human experience. Of this. Surrender to the process and trust that all will somehow work itself out if you keep moving with the changes along the path of this human experience. And then I've got a question for you guys. You can put it in the chat, you can whatever, tell me your answers on DM. But what if, think about this, what if we take a moment to think / consider, because only here on earth can we think, consider, comprehend. What if we take a moment to think / consider that this experience that we call life is the trip? This is the trip. What I experience is just going home, going back to the original source, the original form, the original... I don't know. But what if this was the trip? What if this life experience was the trip? I don't know, think about that. Put it in the comments. What do you think? So. Fuck. Okay, so this is where it gets deep. I don't even know where to start and where to end on this part. No, this is going to be the end of this part. This is going to be the end of it all, actually. So, here we go. You ready, my friends? I'm going to end on this one, because I believe I've gone through all my notes here. So I'm going to end my notes on this part. Everything we as humans believe, know, and trust is all simply an illusion. And there isn't any need to worry or fear, as the moment we return to our true and original state / form is when all of our pain, stress, anger, doubt and fears no longer exist, as there is no longer a you to try and conceptualize these limiting thoughts, feelings and emotions. This limitless consciousness holds every single answer you have ever sought. The greatest things that you have ever experienced is only a microscopic preview of the truth and of what potential is available and is you. Let this message be a reminder that you are everything and everything is you. You already have everything you've ever wanted and needed inside the you, and when this stage ends, you will return to the truth, which is an infinite energy of pure love. A love which you, I, and any of us here on earth could never believe or imagine. This life experience is just a facade masking the only truth, which is you are currently energy stored as matter, preparing to return home. So death and decomposition, is that the correct word that I've wrote here? Death and decomposition is part of the process to transition back to original property of the universe. What does that mean? I don't know. Help me. Look, we are never ever going to understand this. This is unimaginable. We can't understand life. Stop trying to fucking figure life out, people. Stop trying to figure it out. I spent my whole life trying to figure this out. Why am I here? What is this? I don't know. But so many of us stress ourselves out, piss ourselves off, upset ourselves, worry, compare ourselves. Fuck our whole life, this experience that we're living, we fuck it up completely by comparing ourselves to others, trying to figure out what we should be doing, where we should be going, what, I don't know, I'm lost for words, you're probably lost for words. We fuck this whole part of the process up by trying to understand it, and this part of this never-ending process, it's just a dot, it's just a... I don't know. I don't know, my friends. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. None of us know. Stop trying to fucking know, like... We can't figure it out. Yeah, my friend Ronald said it there, we don't need to know. No one needs to know. Like, stop fucking up this part of the process to try and have the need to know. Like, you don't need to know, people. Like, fucking hell, come on. Just experience it. Enjoy it. Love the journey. Just, I don't know, just, you don't need to be anywhere. Like, you don't need to be in a fucking different country. You don't need to be wherever, because like, we're all going to the same place, you know. We're all going back to where we belong. Santi's here now. Santi, I just fucking cry my eyes out, bro. I'm so happy. Thank you. Big shout out to Santi, to Maxi for taking me on this fucking journey. Like, thank you so much. It was... I can't explain it. It doesn't need to be explained, but look, I'm not telling you to do anything, people. I'm not telling you to do anything, but you fucking need to do this for yourself. Like, so many people, I've experienced something that probably 99.9% of people on Earth, there's what, over 8 billion people here, the majority of people are never ever going to experience this, they're going to feel this, see, whatever. They're never going to have this. I urge you to just explore it, just consider it. I'm not saying go and fucking do it tomorrow, but just consider it. If you're fucking your life up here on Earth by stressing yourself out, by worrying, by fearing everything, I don't even know, just please consider this. Start going inside, you know, because if you don't go within, you'll end up going without, and you'll end up just fucking this whole opportunity here on Earth up, like this life. You've been gifted. You're going to fuck it up by all of this limiting crap we have inside, you know. So it doesn't mean anything anyway. So just nothing means anything. Nothing matters in the end. So just do it. If you're fucking putting things off in your life, go and fucking do it. Stop waiting. Go and experience this experience. This experience that we're experiencing now is to be remembered while we're here, because we're not fucking remember it. It's not going to matter when we get to the other side, when we go back home, when we evolve or I don't even know the words, but when we go back, this won't be anymore. It won't be. So just while we get the chance to remember, to experience, just do it. Thank you, everybody. I feel so good. I feel happy. I'm grateful that I've been able to share this with you. I'm grateful that you've been here, you've listened. Everybody that's listened to the end. You were meant to listen to this. Because some people are yet to see, to know here on earth that there is more, there is something else, that there isn't just this. This is this and that is that. There is nothing else. You know, I spent years worrying about death, about money, about fucking everything, and Maga, I'm good. I'm very good. I'm very happy. I'm happy. I'm so happy, Maga. Maga, I'll see you later. My friends, thank you so much. I'm going to stick this on the replay so you can watch it back. Fucking hell. You can watch it back. I'm going to stick it on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. Share it, like it, fucking do what you want with it. I don't care. Like, this is me. This is my experience, and this is what it is. You know. So yeah, I'm good. I'm happy, and like I said, I can't fucking unsee what I saw, and you know what Maxie told me. Like, you have the answers in you. Like, we all have the answers inside of us. We have everything inside of us. And of course, it's going to take self-discovery, self-exploration. It's going to take coaching, mentorship, reading, watching, learning. It's going to take all of that stuff. But everything is in here. Everything you've ever wanted and needed is in here already. But it's down to you to decide to do what you need to do here on earth to get this out, to make this part of the process, the journey, this experience called life, to make it the best for you and you alone, for you to experience this time, because time only exists here on earth, this time that you have here on earth, to make it the most amazing, enjoyable, happy, fulfilling, beautiful time that we all have here. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all. I'm here in Colombia now. I'm not in Cuba. I'm in Medellin, Colombia. If anyone wants more information, feel free to reach out to me here on Instagram at RyanNurse_. Send me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm going to pack up my things because I'm going back to Venezuela this afternoon, my friends. So, mis panas, nos vemos pronto. My friends, I will see you later. Hasta luego. Gracias para todos. Thank you, my friends. I love you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Goodbye. Bye-bye.